Hey, Cannabruhz and Cannababes, you're stepping into the world of elevated conversations on the Cannabruhz podcast. I'm your host, Jarrell, joined by the one and only dopest EA himself, Corey. And together, we're your guides through the highs and depths of the Cannaverse. Today, we're diving into our recap from the Cowboy Cup in Tulsa, appreciating precious moments in life while balancing entrepreneurship, a close encounter with great balls of fire, and your favorite new segment, Barbershop Stories with Corey, and more. So join your favorite two names looking to put you on game with difference-making strategies and positive financial guidance. Grab your favorite strain, open your notes app, and kick back for another episode of the Cannabruhz podcast. Let's get it. Yo,
what's going on?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Hello, hola, and every other way that we can to greet you. You are tuned back into the Cannabruhz podcast. Of course, I am your host, Jarrell.
And I'm Corey.
And we are the Cannabruhz. Man, today is a super cool day because we are joined by a special guest. Now, this special guest is going to be introduced by Corey because, you know, he got it like that.
Yeah, he's the co-founder of Canna Kids.
The co-founder.
The one, the only, Adrian Millsap.
All right, let's go. Wait, hold on. Let me get that back. All right. Yeah, Adrian, what's up?
Yeah. He decided to grace our presence. He's like, Daddy, man, I heard you out there doing big things in these kiddie streets. And, I just want to be here to witness it and be a part of it.
Yeah. So, man, we don't ever really take off all the hats that we wear. It's impossible. So today, Corey's like, hey, man, I got my mini-me with me.
Yes, sir.
And I say, bring them on through. Let's go. And the dogs. Let's go. And we gonna get it cracking.
The house, the car, the kids,
and the dog.
I brought them all.
I brought them all. That's funny. How you feeling, though, other than, doing your best juggling act?
Man, I have been overwhelmed today.
Yeah.
I have been overwhelmed today.
Yeah.
And I had to just take a second. I had to take a second to regain composure because it's like we're heading down to my in-laws for the Christmas holiday this week.
Mm-hmm.
And so, being a business owner and having so many tasks going on at the same time, like the last thing I want to do is go on vacation, or the last thing I want to do is go get out my element, go to a new element that's not suited for what I'm trying to do, and socialize when in person I'm there, but mentally I'm somewhere else. I'm back trying to do business. And this is one thing that I think this is why having a good relationship with the Lord is impactful, because
why is that?
It's an anchor, right? And so what's the purpose of an anchor is when you start drifting too far away, it stops you and potentially can pull you back in the sense of, the tension yanking you back. So
Yeah.
man, I was like, let me see what God has, what message God has for me today, just to help calm my mind. And as I pull it up.
But I just want to kind of expound on what you're saying, though. Like, I had that same feeling, like, and we haven't podcasted since, but I had the same feeling when I went down to Austin. I went with the wife to Austin to celebrate our third wedding anniversary. So it's the third anniversary. It's our third
Shout
anniversary.
Shout out to the Duncans.
Yeah, give us some. Let me give my wife some. Give the wife some love. Yeah. Shout out to my wife. But yeah, we went down, and the funniest thing is just the way you're talking, I had the same type of vibe about it. Like, I got all this stuff to do. I don't really have time for this. But let me tell you this. What you should look forward to is if you really give yourself to the moment, you know what I'm saying, of just being with family, being with your loved ones, like just enjoying that for what it is, because tomorrow really isn't promised. And it's easier to impact your family and friends with just being loving, you know, just being who you are. Like, damn, man, I got to see Corey one last time if tomorrow's the last day.
Right.
But when it comes to this business stuff, if we went tomorrow, it would be like, oh well, and they on to the next. So it's you know,
that's truth. That's 100% factual. It says Matthew 6, chapter 6, verse 34. It says, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." Oh.
Each day has enough trouble of its own. While Adrian is like, Adrian jumping on the roof right now, guys. Y'all don't see it.
He almost pulled down this giant frame on top of both of me and him. And that's, it's like, why are you worried about tomorrow when you got this frame about to fall on your head right now, right? And there's many more Bible verses out there that in a sense say the same thing, and I'm appreciative of it, because, you know, it's like there's so much that I want for us to accomplish, and it's like I'm anticipating it, but in order to do that, you know, I need to do this, and this, and then that can easily cause you to feel overwhelmed, and then when you're doing other things that you really don't want to be doing at the time because you're focused on that. And there's another quote I heard. It said that if you're in the present worrying about the future, then you're neither in the future nor in the present at the same time. Therefore, I mean, in a sense, you're lost. You're not taking advantage of any of that stuff. So, you know, and I mean, that's the truth. It's like, make sure that, you know, we're enjoying what we're doing in the moment and have fun in life. And that's something you and I think we do a great job at when we are at work and out and about. It's just like, hey, man, you know, we're in the process of doing all these big things. You know, we just came back from the Cowboy Cup.
Yo, shout out to
Tulsa.
the Cowboy Cup.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Oh man, we gotta do a different effect for that.
You're all right. No, give it to him. Come on.
Yeah. We got we just came back from the Cowboy Cup out in Tulsa, and that thing was a great time. That was a great time. We got a chance to meet a whole bunch of amazing Cannabruhz out there that are doing great things and making impacts in the Oklahoma market, if not nationwide. But you know, we got some great conversations and footage. But sometimes, you know, Drew and I just take a step back and say, hey, man, we really got out here, man. Like, we really got out here and made an impression or we really accomplished X, Y, and Z. And, like, shout out to us for actually doing that, man. Like, trying to be in the moment while we're living the moment at the same time.
It's not the easiest thing.
No, it's not. It's extremely difficult. So, man, you know, we'll talk a little bit more about the Cowboy Cup as we progress in this episode, and I'm sure in future episodes. But
first, actually, we got to go ahead and roll this ad, man. This ad is straight from Harvest AF Financial Consultants, so y'all go ahead and tap in and get some game.
Ever wondered why, despite careful financial planning, your tax bills seem higher than they should be? The key lies in strategic tax planning, an often overlooked aspect of financial management that can significantly reduce your tax liabilities. Many believe that their tax professionals are actively working to minimize their tax payments all year round. Unfortunately, the reality often centers around compliance, not savings. This changes now with our groundbreaking Seed to Success method. Did you know many taxpayers overpay due to incomplete or incorrect tax filings? Imagine discovering that you could have saved significantly by adjusting just a few entries on your tax returns. Every client, whether new or long-standing, deserves smart tax decisions. With Seed to Success, you'll explore options and make informed choices, potentially reducing your tax liabilities. Ready to elevate your tax planning? Join us now and unlock your financial potential. Ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, it is December. It is what, the middle of December.
Middle of December, yeah.
And I mean, it's the perfect time for tax planning and ensuring. Like, if you owe money, you know, if you like for real, like think about it. Like, if when you file your taxes and you see that total liability due, and that thing say 12,000, 4,000, 5,000.
When it says unfavorable.
Yeah. when it says that, and then you're like, man, I'm tired.
Every year
I gotta pay Uncle Sam.
5 figures, 6 figures.
Well, that's where tax planning and tax strategies come in, man. That's like for real. Like that's like if you set that up. Like, so one, it's the end of the year. So if you're going to implement any of these strategies or tax plans, you need to do that now before 11/59 on December 31st.
Yes, sir.
But like, I mean, you can tax plan starting in January all the way up until
the very end of the year.
11/59, December 1st. So you can put these strategies in place.
Yeah.
So if you need help with any of that stuff, man.
Where can they get help?
Hey, man, you can find us at harvestaf.net. You can find us on Facebook and IG at harvestaf.
Harvestaf.
So hit us up, and we really can get you taken care of.
Let's go. All right, man. So yeah, we want to go ahead and get into a little bit of what we just wanted to chop it up with our people about.
Yes, sir.
You know, so first of all, we promised y'all in our last episode that we recorded actually that we would come back and let y'all know about our experience in Tulsa.
Yes, sir.
Right. So the Cowboy Cup was extremely dope. Shout out to Greg, other organizers, everybody that came out to represent for their brand, their state, and their industry. Much love and much kudos to everybody involved. Yep. We greatly appreciate it. And you, of course, you know, get that, what they call it, that Cannabruhz stamp of approval.
Because we turned up.
Yeah, we turned up. But no, you definitely get that Cannabruhz stamp of approval. We appreciate what it is that you guys do. And then that's why it drives us on the media side to cover and, you know, to talk about these stories. We just hopped off of just unrelated, I'm not going to mention too much details, but we hopped off a call earlier about some really dope brothers and from a business in a different state. We'll just say that for the Cannabruhz experience. So, you know, we got that coming.
Hey, 2024 going to be a dope year. And I mean it, pun intended, and in a literal sense, man. It's going to be a dope year.
Another one.
Imagine I'm Flavor Flav and I got that same energy.
Yeah, boy.
That part.
Yeah, man. No, but Cowboy Cup was super dope. So many different businesses. We sat down with businesses. We struck up good conversation, connected with folks, people that were just knowledgeable beyond just, you know, being in the booth selling a product. Man, these people really have a love and a passion for the flower. And, you know, we were there to connect, man, and we appreciate that genuine energy, man. Exactly, Adrian. Yeah. He said, yeah. He was like, yeah. Yeah, man, but pretty cool, man. So y'all definitely be on the lookout, man. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. It's at the Cannabruhz, just that simple. So you can definitely find us on YouTube. We're gonna have a whole lot of really dope, hot content that's dropping for y'all at the start of this new year. So you don't want to miss out on that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you know what? What's one of the big things that we learned about, and you know, we talk about it a lot, how the cannabis industry is not really an industry. It's a culmination of many different state cannabis industries together. So Oklahoma has its own, like, I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard of it being called the Wild Wild West before, but it really is. And because the cost of entry or the barrier of entry is so low, it costs about $2,500 to get a license out there.
That's a steal.
It's a steal. And so any and everybody were getting licenses in Oklahoma. There were people from out of state. And people that are in the black market even got licenses and were using that to push their own product and kind of it's tainting the pool of people that are actually operating on the up and up. And so that's they put a cease to issuing out new licenses. What they're doing now is cracking down on compliance. Like they have never had, like they haven't had in the past.
Yeah.
And they're saying you can't continue forward. You can't renew your license unless you have X, Y, and Z taken care of. Well, the waiting list to get X, Y, and Z, and we learned more about this talking with
Deborah Lynn at
Blue Sky
Bank. Yeah,
Blue Sky Bank. Yep.
It's
like more people are getting backlogged, but the date to renew your license is set. And so if there's a 8-month wait and you only got a month to renew, right?
Come on now.
Well, that's a problem. And they're trying to push out the players that aren't playing right, but also they're going to push out some of the mom and pop businesses that don't have the revenue and the finances and the support to continue going.
Right.
And so now let's say this isn't accurate numbers, but I'm just going to say, let's say it's 1,000 businesses out there. That pool of 1,000 is probably going to shrink by 80%. So now instead of 1,000, there's 200 people that survived.
Right.
And then now from that point on, the quote unquote their industry is now controlled, and then they can kind of build off of that.
Yeah.
So it's a lot happening right now in Oklahoma, and so I mean we're providing our support however we can, but.
And shout out to Deborah from Blue Sky Bank. I mean, I talk about rolling out the, I'm going to go ahead and say the blue carpet just for the pun, right? But she really rolled out the carpet for us, man. You know, took us to breakfast and we really enjoyed ourselves.
Fire.
Yeah, man. Had a nice breakfast hash, man. That was just everything that I needed to be after the first day of the Cowboy Cup. Second day ended up being even better, man. So on top of it ending with a really dope, all-inclusive award show that we got a little snippet of it that you could check out on the recap on our YouTube and then also on our Instagram page. We went live, man, to capture the moment to the best of our ability. But it was dope to just see all the people that were spread out throughout the property actually come together, shake hands, and say, hey, man, hell of a job. Not just with the brands, but they did a hell of a job with, like, actually like the experience of these booths.
Yep.
These booths were really dope, man. We had all type of stuff. It was hot chocolate, you know.
Look. Jarrell and I have been to quite a few expos, and check out our episode when we're talking about MJ BizCon.
And, the MJ BizCon episode,
conferences and everything.
Yeah, go back, go check it out
if you haven't. But and you'll see our take or hear our take on what we think about many conferences and expos.
Yeah.
So when we got there, of course we went in there ready to hunt. We was like, all right, this is what we're trying to do. This is who we're trying to talk to, so on and so forth. But let's get a feel for the event at the same time, right?
Okay.
Beforehand we did our due diligence. We talked with Greg at the Cowboy Cup, told him who we are, what our intent is. That's what we're talking about. Like, you be intentional when you go to these events. But so we're walking around, and so this is the first time we've ever been to an event like this, right? So one, this is this is like an award show at the same time. So many different Oklahoma-based growers and manufacturers submitted their product
into the contest to be awarded.
To the contest. And the judges had to try all the products, rate all the products, and pick out the top 3 of all of them, right?
Lucky bastards.
And right. And at the Cowboy Cup is where the results and awards were given out, right?
Yeah.
So you get to see all the products that they tested on this beautiful display that Jerome spoke about.
Fire.
And then on top of that, so we're walking around and we're like, yo, is this it? And turns out there's like multiple phases of the event. So you just had a consumption area, which was inside.
That was cool.
Right? And we were just looking in the consumption area, which has some dope.
Non-consumption area.
Thank you.
Non-consumption.
The non-consumption area.
You know,
right.
Don't want them to lose no.
Right. Yeah, we're in the non-consumption area. We're like, okay, but we met some dope. We met some dope brands, and we also
Weed Maps was out there. Weed Maps.
Weed Maps was out there. We came across a gentleman. And I want to make sure that we say his podcast correctly.
Talking about Smoke Busters, huh?
Smoke Busters, and what was it?
Madman Plant.
Madman Plant.
Shout out to him. Yeah.
Let us tell you about this gentleman right here, right? So we ran across him. He came across us, and we were like, "Yo, dope." You know, he's like, "Hey, I have a podcast. La 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 la. We all want to hop on?" And we're like, "Shh." You don't know who we are.
Yeah, he's like, and then he went one above that. He was like, let's do it right now.
Let's do it. And the thing about me and Jarrell is like, we ready, you know?
Let's do it.
So we head over there and we sit down, and you know, he's telling us a little bit about his podcast. He's asking about us just so he can, you know, get the parameters of the podcast, right? Mm-hmm. So me and Jarrell are talking while we're sitting there at the microphone. And then we turn to our left, and he pulls out a mask, a black and white checkered mask, right? And he slowly puts it over his face.
First thought.
Oh, we about to get robbed.
Second thought.
I don't think I had a second thought, man.
Why? Because the first thought was I'm about to get robbed.
I'm about to get robbed. So it's like...
Ain't no second thought. I don't have a second thought after that.
Right. I was just like, I said, you know that, because it's out of the order. He didn't provide a disclaimer beforehand. And so we're sitting there, and it's like, ha, 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 la, la, la.
Casual conversation.
Mask on. Get mask off. Like, oh my God. And check out our episode with Antoine Mordican when we're talking about Robin season, right? We in the midst of Robin season right now.
Man.
But he said, no, that's my alias. That's how I record.
Madman Plant.
This is Madman Plant, right?
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, okay. All right. You know, that's dope. Like we rock with it.
And it's another creative way. We always talk about every now and then as we talk about businesses, operations lead to marketing and advertising conversations, right? And you know, we are heavy on our ads, man. If you follow us and you've not only follow us on social media, then you're definitely seeing ads. But if you just follow this podcast, then you're also like, oh yeah, they've been talking about the ads, and we're still cooking those. That's one of the things that you were talking about that was on your list of things to do while you gotta, you know, spend family time for the holidays. So, so man, that was a really dope way to market yourself, to you know, kind of separate yourself from the pack. And he's doing it, man. So much shout out, big shout out from the Cannabruhz to Madman Plant and the Smoke Busters podcast.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Plug. Hey, man. So after we had that conversation with him, Greg was like, hey, man, make sure you go into the tent, right? So we just thought the tent was like an area where, you know, they were doing live music and everything like that, right? Which they did have live music going right there. It was some real dope bands that performed. Yeah. And then once you walk out that tent, there's like a whole nother, like, it's kind of hidden, like ducked off behind that tent.
You got to go through the whole event.
Yeah.
That was really dope.
You got to go through the whole event. And then there's these two huge
big boy
tents, right? And, you know, you go there and there's all these, now this is the non-consumption area, right? So this is all these brands, their products out. Now, Oklahoma is a medicinal state, right? So it's not recreational use, so they couldn't provide out samples or anything like that. With the exception for some of the manufacturers where, you know, it was probably like, I think it was pretty sure it was hemp products that they had in there.
Yeah. I'm sure they got all their
Ducks in a
I's
row.
dotted.
Yeah.
T's crossed and everything. Yeah, but it was super dope. Man, they had an igloo out there. It was all kind of stuff on top of the fact that there was state fair food. So if you talking about consuming cannabis, bro. First thing, state fair food is exactly what you would think of having. You got pizza, then you had stuff being deep fried, and it wasn't the full layout of the state fair, but just to have those type of, that type of food there. Everybody was eating and chilling and getting to know one another. The vibes were right. Everybody, doing little contests at their booth and handing out merch. Then, even on our recap video that you guys can check out on our YouTube, there was a smoking lounge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Bunch of balloons and stuff up. All your look like beanbag chairs, but they were, the ones with the air or whatever. But just picture that. And so we just vibing, bro. The wife, Jasmine, was out there repping Cannabruhz. Carter was out there.
The producer.
Carter, the producer. And yeah, man. And, Corey and I were just, getting to know people and just connecting in Oklahoma because we really hadn't had the chance to really get out there and do that. So, the night ended with the award show, just announcing everything that had happened. Like I said, at that point, it was the end of the festivities. Everybody was in the middle tent or the middle section, I would say, back to where the live music and stuff was. And yeah, man, and they took care of it, of putting on a good time, and we all enjoyed ourselves. By that point, everybody was in whatever state they wanted to be in.
Look. Funny.
And I don't mean Oklahoma.
Right. Look, we went to dinner. A couple funny stories, right? So we went to dinner, and we're sitting there. Of course, Jarrell and I are foodies, so anytime we go anywhere, we trying to find.
We gonna eat.
We gonna find the good food, right? Mm-hmm. So we sitting there eating, and then they had this dish. What was the appetizer dish called?
It was called Great Balls of Fire.
It was called no. It was lamb fries. It was no, lamb fries was the I got you. Yeah. So it's called Great Balls of Fire, right? Yep. And we're looking at appetizers, and we're like, hey, you know what? These Great Balls of Fire look fire, right?
Yeah.
It said lamb fries, and it had like some buffalo drizzle and all that stuff, right?
Of course, it said buffalo drizzle.
I said, yo, we had to get these as an appetizer.
Let's get it.
So,
why not?
We get some green fried tomatoes for the table.
On point.
And then the waitress comes back around, and I'm like, hey, so I see these Great Balls of Fire. Like, what are these lamb fries?
Yeah.
And she said, oh, you don't know what lamb fries are?
No, calf fries.
Oh, thank you. Oh, sorry. She said, I said, what are these calf fries? She said, oh, you don't know what calf fries are? I said, no, ma'am. What's a calf fry? She said, have you ever heard of a Rocky Mountain oyster?
What did he say?
I said, Rocky Mountain oyster. I had to go back through my brain all the way to high school. Like, what? It sounds so familiar. Isn't that balls?
Wait, what?
I was like, aren't Rocky Mountain oysters like balls from like a bull or something like that? She said, exactly. I said, yo, that's what y'all mean by Great Balls of Fire. Oh, these are cow balls with buffalo sauce. I almost ordered these things.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, bro.
Yo, I was like, yo, these look delicious beforehand. Oh, man.
Yo, that's too good.
And so after that experience, the food was really good there. Had a Texas size what's it? What are they called? I can't even think right now.
Was it Cuban or something?
What was your plate?
Mine was a chicken fried steak.
Thank you. Texas fried chicken fried steak. Man, that thing was huge.
Yeah, I still never finished the entire thing.
Oh yeah, you weren't meant to, man.
Crazy.
It's death.
It is. It's death. Yeah. And that was one of the spots that we went to, other than the breakfast spot. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Yeah. So we were leaving there.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, let's go back to the Airbnb. It's time to wrap it up, call it a night because we're tired.
Yeah.
You know, we in our 30s, right? It wasn't late. It was what time was it? 8 o'clock? 8:30?
I'm not sure. Now, was this is day one, right?
This is day one.
Okay. Well, first of all, in day one, just it's like I'm trying to justify it. But in day one, hey, man, to get out there, we were up 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the latest thing, like we slept in and then yawning at 8 o'clock. And so all the moving and driving and all that stuff, man, we was damn near out for the count.
So it's like 8 o'clock. We're like, yo, we got to get back because we tired.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, I'm driving. Got the GPS on, everybody chilling, having a good time. And then we're like, all right, 3 minutes away. Dope, right? Everybody's, thinking about getting to their jammies, you know what I'm saying, getting comfortable and whatnot. And they said, you have arrived. And I'm sitting at a stop sign. And you look to the left, and we back at the Cowboy Cup.
No, real talk, y'all. I look up and I'm chilling. I'm getting a little bit of footage and stuff like that. I'm kind of vibing. Like I said, it's the end of the day, so I'm chilling. And I look up, and it's the empty parking lot. I look back. I said, "Hey, Corey, you want to tell us what's going on?"
I said, "Oh, damn, my bad, y'all."
I said, he know about a different after party. See, what they did is they get everybody to go. They act like they locking the gates. But if you know about the after party, you can come on back.
Come on back in.
But I'm capping. That wasn't exactly what happened.
No, it was that hot chocolate.
Yep, the hot chocolate and the need for sleep.
Yeah, yep.
So that's pretty funny, man. Well, yeah, that was the Cowboy Cup, man. Once again, shout out to the Cowboy Cup. Shout out to Greg. Shout out to all the other organizers, man. Y'all definitely got the Cannabruhz stamp of approval. And so, hey, man, I guess we got to figure out what we going to do for next year's Cowboy Cup.
Oh, yeah, man. And it may not even be the Cowboy Cup, man. Look, we trying to get out here and take over 2024, 2025, man.
Yeah.
We don't try. We're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
What does 2024 have for us? We always going to lend ourselves and give ourselves to the process of this lifestyle and everything. But now we're looking for what 2024 has for us.
Yeah, man. And it's looking really promising. We've had a lot of amazing people reach out to us.
Man.
Like, hey, man, we rocking with what y'all doing, and we want to connect and figure out how we can both benefit each other. So, be tuned out. Stay tuned for what we have going on. Of course, we're going to talk about it here on the podcast in real time.
So tap in. What you doing? Yeah, man. So that's pretty much, that was our time out in Tulsa.
Yep.
So shout out to Tulsa. Thanks for the love.
Yep.
We appreciate it. Man, other than that, man, I'm trying to really... It's been a couple weeks, so I'm thinking about everything that we've been kind of working on. I think since getting back and being able to get the other side of the balance that we need. Right. Now, I'm looking forward to after the holidays, but I will for sure take advantage of having friends and family and just community because those, as a business owner, it's like, it's like your why. Like, why do we do this? You know what I mean? And so to see your kids smile and to be able to take care of your wife for one person. Take care of your wives.
Hey, man, if you got multiple wives, man, no shade, man. That's your life.
Hey, I see you, player.
Look, one wife is hard enough.
Hey, man.
Love my wife.
But hey, that is not an easy job, okay? But yeah, man, that's what we do it for, and so these moments are precious, man. So I'm looking forward to more of those moments. What else you got on your mind, man?
Man, I got a barbershop story.
No, you don't. This is Barbershop Stories with Corey on the Cannabruhz podcast.
Oh, hold on, just make sure my line is straight. Yeah, so think. Oh, wait a minute. He. All right, my bad. The fellow Canna kid, he had something to say, but he had to say it off camera. So, or I said off camera, off the mic. So, we good to go. He's good.
And we back in.
So yeah, man. So I go get my haircut every other week, right?
Yep.
And matter of fact, I need a haircut right now. I'm looking like the grind.
I can use a fade. you look like the grind.
I look like the grind right now.
Y'all know what we mean. Yeah, you out there grinding. That's why you listening to this podcast. You like, yeah, I resonate with that.
Yeah, so the guy in front of me just got out the chair. He's like, all right, bro, come on in. I go and hop in the chair. And he's like, hey, man, I've been meaning to ask you a question.
Okay.
I said, yeah, what's up? He said, hey, you heard about that thing? They saying that like businesses got to register for at the start of the year. I heard they're giving out mad time. No, I need the phone. It locked though.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Hey, I was trying to signal to. I was using damn hand gestures, but it didn't work. It didn't work.
You know what it is? Hey, we do this thing fresh just for y'all.
Yeah,
so.
yes, sir. and so, yeah, he was just like, hey, man, like, I'm just trying to figure out, because I heard they're giving out mad time for, like, if you don't register your business and all that stuff. So, like, you ever heard of that? And how does that work, right? Uh-huh. So, I was like, yeah, man, yeah, you just got to register. They want to make sure that all the owners are being represented in the companies that are being ran, right? They want to make sure there's no hidden owners where they're, evading having to pay tax and illegal. They're trying to nip all that in the bud.
Yeah, that's how
So it's called the Corporate Transparency Act of 2021, right? So it requires companies to disclose the identities of their beneficial owners starting January 1st, 2024. So this includes companies that were created in 2024 as well as existing entities. So and everybody must file their first report by January 1st, 2025.
Again.
So everybody must file their first report by January 1st, 2025. And there's a lot of misconception out there because at first it was like you got to have it done, I believe, about the 31st of January. But that's not realistic, not for every business owner out there in the U.S. So they extended it out a whole year. So by January 1st, 2025, have it submitted. Now, otherwise, there is going to be penalties, and the penalties. I don't have the penalties in front of me right now, but there are some steep penalties for you not complying. So yeah, I told him about that, and he was like, "Yeah, man." And this next topic that we had that he rolled right into, had me frustrated. He got me so frustrated that I stopped talking.
Let's get into it.
So he's like, yeah, man, look, that's why I say, look, what I'm doing is, I'm creating these LLCs, right? And I'm about to put them in my kid's name, right? And so I'm not the owner of these LLCs. My kids are the owners. And I said, all right, okay. He said, yeah, and then I'm gonna put them in a trust. Okay. And then he said, yeah, so I'm gonna put them in the trust. So the trust owns, he said, what did he say? What did he say? The trust owns the business. He said the trust owns the businesses, and then and my kids are the owners of the business. And I said, okay. He said, yeah. So I don't own anything, but my kids got all the assets and everything like that. And so and I'm gonna stop it right there, and I'm gonna give y'all a little background story. So he has a baby mama.
Okay.
And he doesn't want his baby mama to know how much money he's getting or have impact on future money that's been given, right? So that's relatable across the board right there, right?
Yeah.
So I get his mentality. I get why he's saying all this to me, right? Mm-hmm. But I said, okay. So first off, I said, so you're telling me that you're putting your kids as you're making your kids the owners of the LLCs, right?
Right.
And that's supposed to be the asset that you're giving them. So when they get older, they have a cash flowing, asset, right? But you're also making sure that all the liability that the business has is now their liability. A LLC stands for a limited liability company, right? So it's to help limit liability on a personal side, right? But it's also a pass-through entity. So like money that you get at the business level comes back down to the individual level, right?
Come on now.
So if you got to pay taxes on $100,000, your LLC is not paying taxes on that $100,000.
Guess who?
The individual, if it's a partnership, the partner is paying the taxes for the partnership. Now, so I said, okay.
See where this going.
But no, I didn't even get it. I made a quick statement, right? I made a quick statement on that because that's too much to get into during the haircut, right?
But that's good enough information.
Yeah. So I said, I said, let me ask you this question. Who's the trustee of the trust? He said, what you mean? It's the LLCs. I said, no. I said, who's the trustee? Who's controlling the trust? He's like, my kids are. I said, so your kids are controlling the trust and they're the owners of the trust? Or I said, who? So, and I told him, I said, look, I'm asking you these questions because nobody's telling you this stuff. He's like, yeah, man, no, I saw I heard that you put stuff in the trust, and have the trust on, like you put a business in your kid's name, put the business in the trust.
TikTok University.
That way nobody can touch it and la 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 la. I said, okay. I said, is it a revocable or irrevocable trust? I said, you ever heard of that before?
Hell no.
He said, no. I said, okay, so let's backtrack. I said, so before you do any of this, I said, I need you to talk to a lawyer, right? A lawyer is the main person you need to talk to because you're trying to make sure your assets are protected, but you don't want to be the owners, but you're trying to set your kids up without your baby mama trying to get it in there, right? I said, so the lawyer's going to cost some money. He said, hey, I just got to pay the lawyer real quick, and then, it ain't gonna be that expensive. I said, you know how much? I said, you know how much? Lawyers are expensive, regardless if it's.
I'm never gonna assume that legal help is gonna be cheap.
I say because you gotta ensure that all your documentation is squared away. I said on top of that, then you got all these different entities. So you got your trust. So your trust does have to file a tax return, right? I said, okay, and then your LLC's got to file tax returns, and then you got to manage the flow of money from the business to the trust and all of that stuff. So you're going to be paying your accountant top dollars to ensure all that's done correctly. No, it ain't going to cost that much. I said, you know how much an accountant costs? No, but it ain't gonna cost. Or it could be something I do I can figure it out myself if I have to. I said, are you a bookkeeper? No. I said, okay, so then you going. I said, and then the cost of this not being done correctly outweighs the cost of, I said, look, man, but he kept coming back. No, it ain't gonna be. I said, it ain't gonna be that. It's not gonna be that expensive, man. It's not I said, look. I'm throwing terminology. And I told him in advance. It's like I'm not knocking your moves, right? Because I do think that's a great wealth strategy utilizing trust. I do think that's a great wealth, but and if you can unlock that for me, I want the general public to know a few things about trust because trusts are used for tax evasion a lot of times and people don't realize it.
Boy,
it said
they do not.
So. I pulled some stuff from the IRS just so y'all can have a credible source to hear it from.
Get this game.
Facts about trust. So a trust is a legal entity formed under the state law. To create a trust, legal title to property is conveyed to a trustee who is then charged with the responsibility of using that property for the benefit of another person called the beneficiary. So I asked him, who's the trustee, right?
Right.
And I said, so after asking him multiple questions, he's like, oh, yeah, I would have to be the trustee. And I said, okay, so your kids would be the beneficiaries, right? Mm-hmm. And then he said, yeah, my kids would be the beneficiaries, right? So called beneficiaries who really has all the benefits of ownership except for bare legal title. Legal trusts are used in such manners as estate planning. So like if you pass away, people who get your stuff, to facilitate the genuine charitable transfer of assets. So if you want to give it away, and to hold assets for minors and those unable to handle their financial affairs. So one, before I keep going, a business is not an asset off it just being a business. A LLC is not an asset just because it's an LLC. And I need y'all to really hear me and understand that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because
that's a good one.
We have clients that are damn near about to divorce their spouses because they have to pay so much in taxes every year due to their business bringing in so much money and the liability that has to be paid at the end of the year. They're like I'm having conversations with the husband and the wife separately, then a conversation with them together so that the message is being told correctly. The message is being told correctly to both of them individually and together. Like business, now if it's cash flowing correctly, right? If you have a significant amount of income coming in and you're giving it to them and you have all of that taken care of down to the taxes, and so when they get older, that could be an asset.
Okay.
That could be an asset, but a business is not an asset
just because it exists.
8 out of 10 businesses fail. Right? So is that if you're not setting them up right, are you giving them an asset or are you giving them a liability? I'm just going to leave that there, right? Let y'all think about that.
Yep.
All right, so a trustee is designated to hold legal title to the trust property, to exercise independent control over it, and to be responsible for its management, right? So I told him, I said, you're going to be the trustee, so you still control all these assets, right? So you are still tied to everything, even though you may not be the beneficiary of it. You are the one that still controls everything because you're the 100% owner, or the 100% owner of the trust, right? So it says all trusts must comply with tax laws as set forth by Congress and the Internal Revenue Code. Trusts established to hide the true ownership of assets and income or disguise the substance of financials is tax evasion. It's illegal. It says trusts are also used to reduce income taxes through a variety of abusive techniques not allowed by the IRS. So one, to depreciate personal assets such as homes, to deduct personal expenses, to split income over multiple entities, often filed in multiple locations, to underreport income, to avoid filing returns, to attempt to protect transactions through bank secrecy laws in tax haven countries, and so on and so forth.
What else?
So the IRS recommends, it says, trusts continue to grow in number despite the following. Professional and setup costs can be significant. Increased complexity in filing and reporting of trusts and trust-related returns, which is the 1041, and much more, right? It's not, trusts aren't there to specifically, like, there's a lot of benefits to trust. If you're going to use a trust as a strategy, make sure you're talking with a professional, a financial professional, whether it be a lawyer or an accountant or a financial provider, or EA, that specializes in trust so that you can make sure you're making the best decision. he was frustrating me so much because I'm asking him questions and he's talking to me like he knows what he's talking about, right?
Yeah.
But I've talked about this before in previous episodes. If I'm having a conversation with somebody and I know they don't know what they're talking about and they want to argue with me, I'm not going to have that conversation anymore because I'm the fool.
Yeah,
I'm the
absolutely.
one arguing and getting frustrated and carrying on knowing when I know that you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. We're not even at the point where we should be having this conversation, to be honest.
Exactly. You know? And it's like, but I'm in the barber chair.
Yeah.
You know, you chop me up and then look, if you ask me questions while I'm in the chair, sometimes I'm just sitting there quiet. But if a question comes up, man, because you are making me presentable to the world, man, I'm like, look, I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability in that 30 to 45 minute time frame.
Jeez.
But yeah, man. So, hey, stop listening to everything you hear on social media.
Yeah.
Everything that, oh, it's a hack. Oh, it's how to finesse.
Yeah, and it don't even come from, these things don't even come from anybody in the financial service space. This is,
right.
It's normally like a business owner that figured it out, and then they're like, I can make some money selling this idea that I think is a solution to this problem for other people. And they're like, so there's a market for it. There's something I can sell.
Right.
It's not even what they sell.
Right. And
it's crazy.
And they don't tell you both sides. They don't tell you the pros and cons. They don't tell you how to.
Absolutely not.
They give you the surface level. Oh, I can rent my home out for 14 days and not to report the income. Oh, I'm doing it. All right, but you don't understand, which is called the Augusta rule. You don't understand all the ins and outs of that. Mm-hmm. So you may be putting yourself in a worse predicament because you don't understand.
Because you don't understand.
These fake gurus and fake what other terminology are you using?
It's always guru, expert, or yeah.
Yeah, man.
Whatever it'll be something new next month.
Yeah, man.
You know.
I was thinking about this the other day. And it's like, that's the problem with fake it till you make it. That's the problem. There's a lot of these gurus out there that haven't made it, and they're giving advice to individuals that are wanting to make it. They think you made it, but you haven't made it. You're trying to make it. They're listening to you thinking you have made it, and they're taking your advice. Mm-hmm. They're taking your word as wisdom when you're setting them up for failure.
You're right, because it's also where it actually comes from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's like, for example, it's certain strategies that we can help a person implement, right? That would help them, and they're multi-million-dollar,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
8-figure, 7-8-figure people,
right?
But we're not. Our business is not an 8-figure business at the time that we're giving you the advice. But so that it also matters where the advice is coming from on top of that. See,
and that's where the term, like, so fake it till you make it, but what is make it? So let's say if that's your business, mm-hmm. like, you don't have to be a multi-million-dollar business to help somebody that has multi-millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But that's your business. That's your specialty.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
I'm not a random person who does this, yet I'm giving advice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Facts.
And as long as you don't claim like I'm the all-knowing of this one thing, you're just like, look, no, this is what I do. This is what I specialize in.
That talk.
But I'm still learning. There's still stuff out there. Then you're not misrepresenting yourself. But that's a big thing out there, man. And I think of like younger me that I was like, man, I wish I had a mentor. I wish I had somebody to help guide me along the way. But what I ended up doing is attaching myself to individuals who I thought had made it. I thought they were the gurus, the experts, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then when I got knowledgeable to find out that, hey, yo, you finessing, man. Like you
get your goddamn
Look, I had a mentor. He told me, he said, hey, no, you don't you don't e-file. He said the best way that the IRS prefers to get their documents is paper copy, to mail it.
Lord.
He said because paper is king. I mean, and look me dead in my eyes and told me this. Now, I knew better than that, but that and I'm a young man at this time. I'm 20. I'm young 20s, man. 25. 20. No. 20, 24, 25. Something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
And this gentleman is late 40s, maybe 50s, telling me this, right? And I'm thinking like, okay, like all this other guidance that I've gotten was correct, but it wasn't. It's correct with an asterisk. Mm-hmm. It's correct with an asterisk. Like, yeah. But let me get off my soapbox. And
this has been another barbershop story with Corey. Yeah, man. But that's pretty much some really great advice. We appreciate you dropping them gems, man.
Yeah, man.
That straight game, because it is a lot of people out there that really have great intentions, not all great intentions, but
right.
they the overall thing they want to do is support their family and become the success that they've always dreamt of being. But they definitely have to make sure you're not like digging yourself into a hole.
Right.
You're not digging yourself the hole that you're gonna have to bury yourself in with these bad mistakes.
Right.
So hey man, try to make sure that you consult with actual people who have expertise in the industry or in the situation that you're in. That's all we're gonna say. So your barber definitely is lucky to have you, but if you're not cutting Corey's hair, you still can reach out to us at harvestaf.net. You can head on over to s2smethod.com so that you can get the fully encompassing offer that we have right now that can change your life. And it's just like that, man. Now, it's almost time to head on out of there, man. We just wanted to really thank everybody for tuning in to another Cannabruhz podcast. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We need downloads like crazy too, man, because we got some really big plans, and we plan on making sure that not only we benefit from this growth, but that you guys also benefit from this growth. And we just want to thank y'all, man. We'll see y'all on the other side of this week.
And I know y'all don't want us to end. And a Cannon Kid here, he didn't want us to go, but it's time to go. And we appreciate, like Jarrell said, everybody listening and taking the time to just soak up some of this knowledge and
get right
and hear our experiences, man. We're still on the journey like many of you are, and we appreciate y'all hopping and joining us as we make our path to success.
It's the Cannabruhz podcast. We out.
Bow.
Welcome to the show. Here to give you knowledge that you didn't know. Put you on some game, now you got a buzz. You are now listening to Cannabruhz.